Alright, so I just wanted to do a quick video on my new bike. Basically, this is a bike I built myself. It's a budget build. It is a brand new Polygon Siskui D6 2022. And before I even get into all the upgrades that I did on it, I just want to, kind of nip it in the bud. Yes, I put a lot of money into this build, and I know that I'm going to have people trying to chastise me, telling me that I could have spent that money extra elsewhere on a better bike. I'm going to tell you, I love building stuff. I love the color scheme of this bike. I didn't have a lot of money up front to buy a better bike, so what I'm doing is I was going through this as, basically ride it for a little bit, put a little bit in here, put a little bit in there. But yeah, so that's kind of why I'm doing what I'm doing. So let's just go into the upgrades that I did real quick. First off, what I did was I went tubeless. And you're definitely going to need new stems if you go tubeless. I got those off of Amazon, removable core, and I went with the Maxxis on both the front and the back. So what I did was I kind of researched what a lot of pros were riding. Not that I'm pro by any means, but I just took their opinion. The front is a Minion DHR2. The rear is a dissector, and I see quite a few people actually running that combo, so I feel good about that. Next, we have the pedals. The pedals were upgraded right away. I didn't even put the other ones on there. The ones that come with the bike are just that. They're entry level, and they're crap, for lack of a better word. So I went with Fuker pedals and crank guards. Next, I did frame protection. So I got the All Mountain frame protection in orange. I had orange and I put it all over the entire bike, and it really looked gaudy. So what I actually did was I got orange, and you can't see it here. Oh, maybe you can, but I got clear for the rest of the bike. So clear. It's on the, on the down tubes and the chain stays and stuff like that. Obviously not on this side, but it's on the other side. All right, next let's go to the cockpit. This is where I did a lot of the upgrades. First off, I got rid of the Entity stem, and I put a race face chester in there. Not a super expensive upgrade, but just it looks a little bit better in my eyes. It's a little bit more sassy, if you will. I actually like that. A little bit better quality than the one that was on there. Amazon cap on orange, just a little bit of orange bling on it. Orange spacers, the ones in the centers are carbon fiber. All right, then the handlebars. These are obviously the smaller of the two handlebars. These are, I keep on forgetting the diameter on them. Are they 31.6 or 31.8? But anyway, I went with the Renthal fat bar. Those got really good reviews, and I was able to find this bar for like 75 bucks. So I was kind of happy with that. Right here, sticky fingers, brake lever, covers, if you will, or whatever. I got stupid large banana hands, and these things work great. So with that said, the handles. I used to have, right when I got the bike, I had some Corky dual locking, like, I don't know what the heck the material was, but your basic rubber grip, and they worked really well, but they were too thin. Again, I said my hands are really big, and I was having a lot of fatigue in both the wrists and the pinky and the ring finger, so and numbness and stuff like that. So I researched all over the internets, seeing some on YouTube, and a lot of people suggested these, the ESI foam grips, and these are the extra chunkies, and they are awesome. They work great. They a lot less vibration. I love them. Okay, and then this is one of the biggest things I think most people should do when they upgrade their bike, is get rid of the stock dropper post lever. I went with the PNW loam lever, and as you can see, it's got a huge bearing on the bottom side of it. And if I can focus in here, there we go. And that's what you want. The one that comes on the bike is just, kind of a plastic and pivots on like a set screw. Not real ideal. This thing is clutch, and plus it comes with so many different colors that you can accent it in, whatever color you want to match your bike. Okay, so going from the dropper lever to the dropper post. And I got a little seat clamp on there from Amazon too, is orange. Now the dropper post that I got, the reason I bring it up, this is the stock Trans X. And I'm going to be going with probably the P&W loam dropper post as well. It's not real expensive, but it's tried and true, and it's been set through its paces, and a lot of people are liking it. The reason I bring up the dropper post is, if you're going to buy a large bike from Polygons, as far as in the D series at least, it comes with a 170 millimeter dropper post, and I am almost 6 foot tall, and that thing was 2 inches too large for my inseam. It was bottomed out all the way down to the frame, and it was just so uncomfortable. Now this one's 150, still bottomed out, but it's perfect. And the way I got this was on the Facebook group. There's a gentleman from actually my old stomping grounds in Wisconsin, had one of these, and we just swapped them out. He had the 150, I had the 170. He must have been a little bit taller individual. He said he wanted the 170. We took them off our bikes, put them in the mail, and in a couple days we were back to riding our bikes. So I wanted to thank him for that as well. Okay, what else did we do for upgrades on the bike? We got mud guards, 50/50s, both front and back. I got those off of Amazon, like 15 bucks for 2 or whatever. Okay, let's do this. Brake upgrades. I went with 203 millimeter rotors on both the front and back. So basically I got the rotor and 2 rotors for, I want to say, like 40 or 50 bucks off of Amazon, and then the new bracketry. So I got them running on the front and the back, and these things got so much stopping power. Now, with that being said, if you have a stock D6, D7, D5, or whatever it might be, it has these things in here. Actually, the Shimano rotors are all one piece. They're like riveted together. So you got to get, oh, my bad. You got to get these things called problem solvers. And let's go to this one first. So problem solvers are basically, I can't really get in there and see it, but it's this device right here. That's the problem solver, and it will take, you'll be able to use that and put on any type of disc that has like the 6 holes in it or whatever it might be, and that works out really, really well. So that was a big upgrade. I like that a lot. Not big as far as expensive, but big as in far as performance. So it worked out really, really well. What else can I tell you? Oh, here we go. This thing is highly recommended. Was not a fan of the Entity seat, and not that it's not a bad seat, but if you have this one in your hand, and grab this one and then grab the stock Entity, this thing is night and day. So this is the SDG Bel Air 3. I think this is about a $55 seat. Not real expensive, but well worth the money. 55 to 60 bucks depending on where you get it. Gel, and if you have a pair of padded biker shorts, you can easily put 20 miles on this bike in a day, and it is awesome. I absolutely love it. Okay, what else do we got here? All right, that's pretty much the majority of the bike, except for this right here. So we got a RockShox shock on the D6. So anybody who has a D6 knows that it comes with the Suntour shock, and the Suntours are not the greatest. They leave a lot to be desired as far as the shock goes. This one I lucked out with. There was a gentleman on eBay that took his off of, it was a brand new takeoff off of a T8, Polygon T8. So what that means is this has boost. The stock ones do not have boost. If you are unfamiliar with boost, it basically means that axle right there is 110 millimeters with boost, 100 millimeters without boost. So what you need is, again, problem solvers. So that's exactly what they're called, is problem solvers. That's basically, if I can get in there, that is this piece right in here. And then what it does is it also comes with a couple of 5mm spacers for each side, from this side to the fork, and then obviously this side to the fork, which kind of closes up that 10mm gap. So there's 5mm on each side. And I mean, they're relatively inexpensive. I think the problem solver was like 40 bucks for that setup. So I can run a boosted fork, and then it's just going to be better for me in the long run if I decide to upgrade, like let's say the front tire or anything like that. Obviously the rear is non-boost in the frame, so I mean, I'm kind of screwed when it comes to that. But if I were to ever, let's say, even say upgrade the frame, I could take a lot of these parts off of the bike and I'd be just fine. So like I said, I put probably $1,000 of upgrades into this bike, and I know a lot of people are going to tell me, oh, you could have took that extra $1,000 and upgraded to the D7 or the whatever. To be honest with you, I love the color scheme. I wanted a downcountry bike. I didn't want an enduro bike or anything like that. I'm kind of on the fence now about wanting a trail bike. So, but I love this. I didn't like the color of the D5 in red, and I didn't like the color of the D7 in yellow. So this was basically what I had my heart set on. This is what I got. So there it is, guys. Hopefully you like it, and if you got any upgrades that you've done to your bike, please do videos and post them as well. I love to watch them. Thanks.